it going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here, and we are reacting to Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, episode number 2. So it was a really nice first episode. Like I said, animation was just absolutely impeccable, not just in terms of, obviously, art style, but also the movements as well. And it was really, really interesting, of course, how we were going to kickstart this journey. Obviously, there was knowledge that this would take a little bit of a detour from, obviously, Tom Holland's iteration of Spider-Man. With some similar scenes playing out, of course, especially towards the end with that Civil War reenactment. Of course, it wasn't Tony at May's apartment. It was Norman Osborn. So I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure everything will be hunky-dory. Nothing shifty will go on about Norman's character whatsoever. So, yeah. But, we kind of get a bit of a feeling, obviously, if you know what happened in Civil War and the relationship between Tony and Peter. You kind of get a bit of a vibe that there's going to be a kind of similarity going on between Norman and Peter in terms of that mentorship, about giving him that new opportunity, really, to carry out a great responsibility to what he's already doing with new technology and whatnot. So yeah, but with that said, let's get into this episode. This is episode number 2. Let's go.
I had to look him up on my phone.
May,
yes, Google.
He's like one of the most famous guys in NYC.
Well, it's not a competition, but yes, I'd say I'm up there.
I thought I recognized the face, but
Modest.
you know how I am with
Your level science courses, that shows promise. And I want that promise working with me at Oscorp.
Cool. Cool. Just casually. Cool.
I'm offering you an exclusive internship, Peter.
Cool.
Cool.
Wait, you mean like a job?
Boom.
You mean I get to work?
I'll give you a proper welcome.
Absolutely. Will do.
See you again soon, then, Peter.
See, charming guy. What is there to worry about? Oh,
man.
It is interesting, though.
Oh my god, May! Can you believe this?
Oh, God.
Before she leaves for work.
I mean, you could have took a recording of it.
I am
Makes it
very
easier.
busy. So in the future, if you want to commit a robbery and have me catch you, you're gonna have to reach out to my assistant so I can go ahead and pencil you in.
Make him go. Make him go.
So sick, the animation.
Hello.
I'm sure no one saw that. Oh, look, there's that Spider Kid.
Internship thing today.
Damn, for real? Oh, then you should be the one getting the good luck, not us. Here, rub the championship trophy.
Oh, Lottie.
It's wet?
Oh, yeah. Mike's got sweaty hands. That's why he
That
always
Mike. That's why he always fumbles. I love that.
seriously gonna work for Norman Osborn? Nobody gets as scary rich as that guy without doing some shady stuff along the way.
Come on, you don't know that. He seemed really nice when I talked to him.
Nico's
Of course he
on
seemed
Norman
that way, but
right
grab
now,
a
love
shovel
it.
And dig in his backyard, and I'm sure you'll find skeletons right next to his underground bunker filled with gold and plutonium.
Look,
And
even if
pumpkin
you're right,
bombs
turning
and
him down
other
is
shit.
turning down the
Don't worry, Nico. We don't need him. You're right. Bye, Pete.
Have fun, guys. I can't be late on my first day.
She just instantly swoons.
How is that even possible? I got here 2 minutes early.
You were supposed to be here 15 minutes early so we could take your ID photo.
Wait, nobody told me.
Oh,
that.
Please
no.
sign it.
No, really, he did.
Don't move, face forward.
Oh no. Oh no.
Do we have time for a redo?
Report to the
Nope.
lab on floor 17.
He seems very thrilled with his job.
We are from. I am Asha, and I hail from Wakanda. That's Amadeus, who
Nice.
is from the Lower East Side, while Jean hails from the Long Island. Where are you from, Peter?
Oh, me?
Queens.
I'm from Queens.
You may be geniuses back at whatever daycare you study at, but in my lab, your squishy little brains will be juiced for all they're worth.
Oh no.
Why are you raising your hand?
Well, I have a question.
Then ask it with your mouth.
Oh, okay, right.
He's cheery.
Mr. Osborn.
Oh, if you think you can hack it, Junior. But judging by you chit-chatting instead of sample analyzing, I wouldn't hold my breath.
Lucas told his cornflakes that morning. Eesh.
Gene Parker, you're finally up.
Wait!
I'll let Dr. Connors introduce herself.
Oh,
Hi,
shit!
Peter. I'm Carla Connors, currently with Oscorp's Energy Research Division.
Oh!
Energy research. Wow, that sounds really cool.
I'm glad you think so, Peter. It's what we will eat, sleep,
So
and
not
breathe when
Kirk
we
Connors,
get
but
together on your
okay!
In your
Cool.
case, we'll be focused-
Like fire? Love watching it, burn.
That's a bit of a red flag, Peter.
Residents say the historic building only 2 blocks.
Deuces. Parker out.
Oh my god. Never do that.
I'm going to go hide the matches.
Oh man.
Once.
He really didn't make that not awkward, did he?
You're looking at the future site of 52nd Street's newest luxury high-rise.
Wait, we're on 51st Street.
Oh no, he fucked up, didn't he? Oh no!
You are coming in hot right now.
The puns, the puns.
My 15
Love
minute
it.
break ended 20. Hey, I was apologizing.
I don't need an apology.
Need you fried.
What the?
Oh! No, we're not hurting the dog.
Stop, drop, and roll. Okay, next suit's gotta be fireproof.
You bug boy.
Not quite.
Oh shit!
Here, eat up. It'll make your coat nice and.
I was gonna say, it's a good job that I didn't catch his face or something.
Is that a knockout? Did I knock you out?
No, you did not. Oh, that's a knockout.
Whoops. Sorry, dude. Scared the hell out of me. Well, what do we have here?
Huh? Wait. Uh-oh.
And wants a word with you.
Tell him I'm busy, you worthless
you.
walkie-talkie jockey.
Not you. I meant him.
I love how everyone assumes he's in trouble.
I'm sorry.
Oh, has he got a picture of him and Jesus?
Don't fire me. Please.
I don't think that's
Give me
going to be the
another chance.
case.
So,
Oh, sugar!
you're Spider-Man.
Oh, Pete. Oh, Pete. You could have picked better places to change it up, and instead... I mean, yeah, sure. He's not going to assume there are cameras there, but is that worth the risk? I mean, yeah, sure, the whole situation was frantic, given the fact that there was a building on fire. So, yeah. But, man... Yeah, I'm guessing, I mean, to be fair, we had the first part of, the episode where he went and introduced the internship. And I know, he could have already had his suspicions or anything like that, like Tony did. But he didn't bring up the fact that I need to speak to you alone. I know you're Spider-Man, etc. So yeah, but he didn't know. He didn't know, as evidenced by the last scene, because Peter got a bit sloppy. Even though that this, I guess, universe is going to be different from the MCU universe and all of that. Even with some of the, characters in this, like, Norman, he's got that picture with Cap, and he's one of the most richest guys in New York and all of that, or well-known, should I say, as well. There are some things that are just a constant that I do really love, especially the careless nature of Peter with his identity and all of that. Because you just got to think with Tom Holland's iteration and how there's been moments where he might have been a bit sloppy when it comes to handling his secret identity. You just think back to the infamous, I'd say infamous ending of, Spider-Man 1, where May found out, and so it's definitely on brand when Peter was changing into Spider-Man, and the stairwell, and couldn't have been anywhere else. So, like I said, I mean, obviously, you might not you might not assume that they are going to have cameras there. So yeah. But also, it was a bit of a rush because there was a building on fire. So yeah. But still, especially with Oscorp, you gotta assume there were cameras all over, apart from obviously the toilets, because otherwise that's just a new level of creepy. But yeah. But yeah. It's just on brand, to be fair. But yeah, I'm very intrigued to find out more about, Norman and that facet. So yeah, because obviously when he entered the apartment for the first, in the ending of the last episode, and he went on to explain why he had a look at certain people and all of that in terms of bringing them over, like bringing Peter over into the internship. I thought, of course, this is all to do with his fascination with Spider-Man, and yeah. So yeah, obviously that was not the case. Although, it was very, very fascinating to see the differences. Obviously, with the talk in Civil War between Tony and Peter versus Norman and Peter in this case. Like I said, I mean, there was a more public discussion, I'd say, with Norman explaining his interest with Peter, but again, he didn't know he was Spider-Man. Whereas Tony had a bit of an inkling, or Tony knew, but of course Peter was trying to deny it, but Tony wasn't having any of it, so yeah. Whereas, I guess Norman was aware of Spider-Man's existence, probably from his son Harry as well as other mentions as well, but more notably Harry. But he didn't put the math together, so that was very, very interesting, because like I said, I thought, okay, well, this is all because he has an inkling, like Tony did, so yeah. But, it was just very, very interesting to go into this episode and to see, how, Peter wasn't exactly hitting it well at the internship at his first day. Yes, I just loved all of the interactions. Especially from Asher, I think her name was the person from Wakanda. I just loved her energy, especially towards the. I'm gonna hide the matches, just love it. But especially when he was brought to Norman's office, I just love how everyone was like, yeah, dead man walking. So yeah, but I mean, we kind of had a bit of an idea that wasn't going to be the case anyways. Yes, his first day could have gone a bit better, but I didn't think it was too bad. He was a bit late and all of that, but mainly his beef was with Dr. Whitman, I think his name was. Although he seemed to have gotten up on the wrong side of bed, so yeah. It was, well, I guess he was maybe in trouble in a sense. I don't know. We'll have to wait to see the ramifications about Norman's intrigue. I mean, like I said, I imagine he's going to be very, very thankful when it comes to, and may even want to help out Peter. I don't know. We also have to keep into awareness about the fact that, this is the Green Goblin, but I don't think he's the Green Goblin yet. So, because we always have to have a starting point in terms of the Green Goblin's origin. Obviously, you think back to, for example, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, very iconic. We didn't start the movie with him being he was just Norman Osborn. And then, of course, things got really, really bad for him. So yeah. It's the same with Harry Osborn in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. As much as people hate it, things got really bad for him in terms of, well, in a different sense, obviously, in terms of Oscorp as a whole and all of that, in terms of a business perspective, that's where things got bad for Norman. But for Harry, in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, it was his illness, and things were getting worse and worse for him. So, yeah. So there has to be a moment, I would say, where Norman falls into the shitter, really, before he does don the Green Goblin costume. So, because there's no signs at the minute in terms of, okay, well, yeah, he is, secretly doing this as the Green Goblin. So, yeah. And it might be a case where taking Peter on is going to be his undoing, which will lead to him cracking, which would lead to him becoming the Green Goblin. But again, it might not even be him that's the Green Goblin. It might even be Harry, and they might try to do something kind of similar in a sense to Spectacular. So, yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see what will happen. But like I said, I do feel like he's going to try and help Peter out in terms of his, especially with what Oscorp is capable of and what that could do with Peter. You know, you could see the potential is there to improve. Especially in terms, because that gear is really inconvenient, isn't it? So that's where Norman will step in and, will pull a few similarities to Tony Stark. But of course there is a bit more of a sinister approach. So yeah, but it was just very, very interesting. The fight sequence with, I think Butane was his name, according to the credits. So yeah, the fight with Butane was really, really great stuff. Of course, a lot of puns and all of that. So yeah, but it was just really, really great stuff. So yeah, I just love the fact that he completely messed up as well, and Spidey was reminding him, you're burning down the wrong property. So yeah, he went into this whole monologue, and yeah, Spidey had to remind, you messed up. So yeah, but again, this has a lot of great charm about it. Like from that moment I've just mentioned about to, like I said, the kind of dead man walking kind of send off that the interns were giving to Peter and all of that. Even Peter apologizing, even cleaning up the fish and making sure they live as well. Like, it's just really, really charming. So yeah, and it was also very interesting to meet Carla Connors. I'm guessing a gender swapped Kurt Connors. Just based on the missing arm, you can kind of assume she's going to be the one that's, as well as the kind of dynamic that she has with Peter. I mean, she's willing to take a bit more, like, if anything, she's willing to take a bit more of a chance compared to Whitman, compared to the rest. I mean, I don't know. Asher, of course, does seem a bit open-minded, I would say, compared in terms of the rest of the interns. Although she's already got her, red flags going on, based on Peter's comments about the fire and all of that. So yeah, but in terms of giving someone a chance, I'd say that Carla is doing that. But again, I feel like she's going to be, just with the missing arm and all of that, she's going to be the one that becomes the Lizard, and we've got a gender swapped incarnation of Kurt Connors. So yeah. So that will be very interesting to see go down in terms of, okay, what's going to happen there. So yeah, but really loved it. Really loved the interactions as well with Lonnie, especially in regards to Pete. I just love the fact that he thinks the world of him. Like from him, talking about, or him, getting his hands on the trophy and and being absolutely happy for him about the internship, and even when Nico was on the phone and all of that, and Lonnie recognized that she was on the phone. There was that, like, oh, is that Peter? Tell him he's my good luck charm and all of that, and he's invited to the party, and this was all, yeah. So I really, really love the relationship there with Lonnie towards Peter, because it's really heartwarming, and Lonnie's I already took a bit of a liking, but also a bit of sympathy given that little focus towards the end of the last episode towards Lonnie, but I already did take a bit of a liking to Lonnie's character, and I think this episode really expanded on that a little bit. So yeah, but yeah, it was really, really great stuff to see how Peter was not having the best of days, but it could have been worse, I guess. So, but now it's going to be very, very, I'd say, worrying in regards to the idea that, one of the most popular, richest men in New York knows that Peter is Spider-Man. So, of course, I imagine he's going to try, like with Tony, he's going to try, that's not me. It's AI. Ultron's back or something like that, and he's meddling with, yeah. Yeah, good stuff. So I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right. If you want to check out more of my content, you can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!